What is up, everybody? On this Mileage Unknown, I am taking a look at Penelope, my 1966 Volkswagen Fastback. I have actually gotten to drive it quite a bit. I've put about 500-600 miles on it since we figured out that intake manifold leak. And it's been good, but now that it's getting hotter in Arizona, I noticed the car seems to be running hotter than it should. Anybody knows that overly hot Volkswagen smell. And for this car right now, it's not taking very long to get that hot, which is worrying. Now, there's a whole bunch of reasons why an old Volkswagen, an old car would run too hot to begin with. You know, Volkswagens, if they're missing their engine tin, if the timing's off, if it's running too lean, valves adjusted incorrectly, all of those things could add to the car running too hot. And we know my car has had issues with it running too lean because of the vacuum leaks on that intake manifold. So that could still be an issue. But the issue I think I'm having, or possibly having, I'm gonna have to jack the car up a little bit and crawl under it so I can show you what I think might be going on. Not gonna lie, I didn't jack the car up super high, so it's kind of hard to get the right angle of the dangle for the camera. So I will be removing this piece of engine tin right here, and you can see up there that kind of accordion looking piece, that little metal bellows. Well, that's actually the thermostat for the car. Now, most of the Volkswagens I have had haven't been stock original complete enough to have that thermostat in place. Now you can see it's kind of compressed, kind of open. Now the reason why I think I'm having an issue with the thermostat so the thermostat controls the flaps of the shroud that directs the air over the engine, over the cylinders, over, everything to keep the car cool. Now that bellows should be collapsed when it's cold and stretch open when it heats up. When it's stretched open, it pulls the flaps open, directs the airflow to where it needs to be, right? So the issue I'm having, or potentially having, is that flap always looks the same to me. Now, I go for a drive, 20, 30 miles, still looks the same. So from what I understand, if those fail, they're supposed to fail to the open position, so you're getting maximum airflow across the engine. But I don't think that that's what's happening with mine, because it looks partially open. So I think I've got, maybe it's failed, maybe my flaps themselves are actually stuck. So I'm gonna pull this piece of tin off so I can access that. I'm gonna pull the thermostat out, and I should be able to force the flaps open and closed. And I should be able to see if they naturally want to go to the open position. Oh my gosh. All right, so it can never be that simple or that easy, can it? So on a lot of the videos I've seen, or a lot of the Type 1s I've seen, this section of tin is pretty easily removed to access the thermostat. Now, unfortunately, on my Type 3, that just small section of the tin is not removable. And to actually be able to remove this section of tin, it's the whole piece that wraps up and around the back of the engine. And of course, the screw in the back of the engine comes down from the top of the engine. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to access that from the top. So this could be me fidgeting with a wrench and trying to actually get that loose. It's never easy. Old cars are never easy. So if I can get something in there to hold the nut, maybe I will be able to spin the thermostat itself loose. I think that's what I'm gonna have to try. So to actually get some better access, I bent the tin out of the way. I did remove the thermostat bracket. So as you can see how much movement there is from open to close. So down's going to be closed, up's going to be open. Now, the problem I'm seeing or having, at least with my car, is I don't have any spring action pulling it to the open position. So I've got to figure out what to do. Now, judging by if I put the bracket back on and put this back into place the way it was, I'm gonna say that mine was holding closed. And honestly, I was hoping to remove the thermostat off of that rod. You see the rod right there? And I would have some spring up action on the fan, the deflectors, and they would go in the position of full open. But that's not what I'm getting. So I've got to figure out my next move, be it I just go ahead, order up a new thermostat and not drive the car until I do, and then figure out from there the correct adjustment and everything else. Like I said, I was expecting to have a spring action like on pretty much all the bugs. Even Trav's thing has the flaps in place on his fan shroud, but it's not like I can just push them up and hope that they stay, because going down the road could hit a bump and they could fall closed, which is going to be an issue. So my guess is Penelope is down until I get a new thermostat and get it adjusted properly, which I have no issue with. I was just hoping that was going to be a little bit easier fix than what it is. Well, it's not been a hard fix, honestly, or it won't be a hard fix. I just need to make sure I get the bracket back in, get everything adjusted correctly. And for right now, I think, unfortunately, Penelope's gonna sit. I am not gonna lie, I was really hoping that my flaps would have been spring loaded to the open position. I probably would have just pulled the thermostat and left it out. I mean, here in Arizona, I don't ever really need those flaps closed. And yes, I fully understand that that's how Volkswagen designed it. Those flaps close, warms up, heats up, the deflectors go to where they need to be to blow air over the heads, over the cylinders, over everything. Fully understand that that's how Volkswagen designed it, and it would function that way. You know, here in Arizona, I would fire the car up, drive down the block, and those should pretty much be full open. And after looking at it, I believe I was holding full closed the way that that thermostat was stuck or possibly stuck or not functioning properly. I think it was holding the flaps closed. So I definitely think that's my major issue with Penelope overheating. So, you know, because the flaps aren't spring loaded, I have no other thing I can do other than fix it the right way. So that's not really a problem. I just need to order a new thermostat, install it, get it adjusted properly, and should no longer have any overheating issues on Penelope. But for right now, I'm going to pull her back out of the garage, throw Pop's 56 back in the garage, and that's going to be it for this Mileage Unknown. Stay tuned for more car shenanigans.